Hello everyone, I am Dr. John C.J., General Medicine Department, Pushpagiri Medical College, Tiruvalla. Here I am going to present a case of headache intensified. A 54-year-old female presented with headache 3 days duration, which is sudden onset, severe headache in the occipital region, intermittent in nature, global and non-throbbing. Headache reaches its maximum intensity in 1 to 2 minutes and unprovoked. It is associated with nausea and vomiting, 3 episodes. No history of trauma, sleep deprivation, stress, loss of consciousness, retroorbital pain, photophobia, phonophobia, arthralgia, malar rash, and not on occipitals. Even though it was complete lockdown, patient reached the hospital at midnight. Past history: no history of hypertension, diabetes, dyslipidemia, CAD, CKD, CVA, no previous history of headache. Family history: no history of headache in the family. First we thought of migraine, most commonest cause of vascular headache. Even though it was throbbing in nature and associated with the nausea and vomiting, it is not unilateral, no history of migraine. And second, we consider the possibility of subarachnoid hemorrhage. There is no worsening of sensorium, no history of trauma, no loss of consciousness. Hence, it was ruled out. Then, we consider the possibility of cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. No risk factors are present, no loss of consciousness, seizures at the time of presentation. Then on examination, vitals 100 per minute, pulse rate, BP 140 per 80 mmHg, respiratory rate 18 per minute, temperature 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. On CNS examination, patient conscious, oriented, pupil reactive bilaterally equally, motor power 5/5, all 4 limbs, no neck rigidity, no sensory deficits, no cerebellar signs, panda bilaterally flexor, fundus examination was normal, all other system was normal. Routine blood examination was within normal limit, and at the end of history, clinical examination and investigation, our diagnosis was a 54-year-old female with acute intermittent no onset throbbing, severe intensity global vascular headache with nausea and vomiting without any focal neurological deficits, most probably involving the intracranial arteries. The case is discussed in details with our department and neuromedicine department. A possibility of reversible cerebral vasoconstrictor syndrome was considered. Then we did an MRI, angiogram and venogram. MRI brain showed focal convexity subarachnoid hemorrhage in the high frontal area, suggestive of reversible cerebral vasoconstrictor syndrome. MRI report showing hyperintensity in the high frontal region may represent focal convexity subarachnoid hemorrhage. Based on the clinical presentation and non-aneurysmal subarachnoid hemorrhage, the possibility of reversible cerebral vasoconstrictor syndrome merits consideration. What is reversible cerebral vasoconstrictor syndrome? It is characterized by acute severe headache, namely thunderclap headache and multi-segmental vasoconstriction. It also called Fleming syndrome, thunderclap headache with reversible vasospasm, benign angiopathy of CNS, postpartum angiopathy, migrainous vasospasm, and migrainous angiitis. It is reversible, often within 3 months. Pathophysiology and clinical features. Pathophysiology was dysregulation of vascular tone. It can present as thunderclap headache. In severe cases, can mimic acute stroke with focal neurological deficits. RCVS patients are high risk of experiencing stroke or TIA. CFS studies are normal. RCVS idiopathic are primary. Secondary due to vasoactive drugs such as cocaine, amphetamine, SSRIs, and nasal decongestants. Postpartum stage and immunosuppressive and cytotoxic drugs causes RCVS. Triggers are Valsalva manure, defecation and exertion, bathing, and emotional disturbances. Complications include posterior reversible encephalopathy syndrome, ischemic stroke, and intracranial hemorrhage. Characteristic features of MRI are convexity, non-aneurysmal subarachnoid hemorrhage, lobar hemorrhage, watershed infarct, and vasogenic edema. Management: calcium channel blocker. In this patient is treated with a calcium channel blocker nimodipine 60 mg 5 times a day, and patient was improved symptomatically, discharged on 4th day of admission. Guidelines do not recommend the use of aspirin and statins. Take-home message: headache is the most common syndrome encountered by physicians, but reaching a clinical diagnosis of vascular headaches needs precise history taking.